brand new polling data shows the kids just might be all right. And seeing how Agent Orange is now the oldest dementia-ridden presidential candidate by far, this is very bad news for Diaper Dawn. I'm Kenny Hesse for Really American, and let's get right into breaking down all the latest data that clearly shows a massive surge in youth voter registration and why the causes behind it are likely to make Donald Trump bleed from his ear when he hears them.
Wow, I didn't know that. You're telling me now for the first time.
Now, despite Donald Trump, much like his partner in pedophile dancing, Jeffrey Epstein, liking him young,
Who said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
it appears that much like his lust for Ivanka, the feeling is not mutual. Because new reporting shows that young voter registration has spiked to record numbers in the past few days, with a massive surge coming in the first 48 hours since Sunday, which Republicans can't seem to understand for the life of themselves because J.D. Vance was picked as Trump's VP last week. And even though it's already been 10 years since Sunday, inside the MAGA force field that protects them from hard truths, facts, and reality, I think the rest of us can make a pretty educated guess on where this is coming from.
President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race.
Now look, I know correlation doesn't necessarily imply causation, but luckily we have MAGA's greatest adversary, facts, to back us up.
You're saying it's a falsehood, and they're giving Sean Spicer, our press secretary, gave alternative facts to that.
With first, foremost, and most impressively, the nonpartisan Vote.org website saw its highest level of voter registrations of the 2024 election cycle in the first 2 days after Biden dropped out and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris, with 38,500 people signing up, a 700% spike. Folks, pardon the French, but that is insane. I mean, the only thing in recent memory to see a 700% spike like that is Donald Trump's blood pressure after that trip he took to Chick-fil-A. And notably, that increase is even higher than when Taylor Swift made an Instagram post urging her fans to register. Good luck shaking that off, Donnie.
What is her sin? What is her sin? She wants more people to vote. She wants to help people register to vote and remind them the importance of expressing their democratic rights and responsibilities. Wow. And that says everything you need to know about the Republican Party. They don't want people to vote. They want to make it harder because they can't win if you vote. How sad and pathetic the Republican Party have become, that Taylor Swift literally is a threat to them for one reason. She wants folks to turn out and vote.
Now look, I am all for rebranding the GOP from the rule of law party to the sad and pathetic party, which, fun fact, was also what Barron referred to his graduation celebration as. But in the Republicans' defense, have you ever seen a swarm of Swifties? They are terrifying.
Tonight, the January 6th attack on the Capitol, recounted in horrifying detail by the police officers who fought on the front lines.
Yeah, those Swifties sure love their country, don't they? But y'all, it just continues to get worse for Trump the more you dig into this data. Because Vote.org, the largest get-out-the-vote technology platform in the nation, hopes to register 8 million voters before November's election and reports that 500,000 have already registered this cycle, including a record number of 18-year-old new voters. And folks, I'm no mathematician, but my quick calculation tells me that's already slightly more than the 11,000 votes Trump was searching the couch cushions for in Georgia. And for further proof of Kamala's seismic dominance over Donnie here, data from Axios posted today showed Harris polling with a massive 20-point lead over Trump among voters aged 18 to 34. Now, notably, the poll carries a margin of error of 3.5%, but that wouldn't even put a dent on Harris's lead. And I mean, this is wild, folks. Just take a look. Harris scored 60% against Trump's 40% when voters were given the option between the two today. And when asked the same question about Joe Biden and Trump, that gap lowers to just 6%, with Biden scoring 53% and Trump getting 47%. And on top of that, this surge in enthusiasm already has people drawing parallels to Obama's candidacy, where young voters are eyeing their chance to be a part of another historic first. And albeit anecdotally, I can kind of speak to that because I remember being 18 and able to vote for Barack Obama for the first time and how absolutely amped that made me.
Donald Trump Jr.'s on cocaine.
Don Jr.'s on coke. I have a cocaine addiction.
Okay, maybe not that amped, but one thing that feels drastically different than back then is not only the prevalence of social media and its vice grip on our attention and consumption of information, but also the sheer amount of memes I have seen in the past few days in support of Kamala Harris. And for generations that see buying a house, retiring, and working a steady job for more than 12 months as a pipe dream, memes are the equivalent of hope, or let's call it liquid gold.
Well, I just met non-liquid gold. You know where it was? Iowa. It's called corn.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
Just like that girl who is a little messy and likes to party and like maybe says some like dumb things sometimes.
And trust me, folks, the memes are sublime. Like this one of her dancing that's going around, in this case saying Kamala's reaction to seeing the polls this morning. Or the resurrection of a clip of her explaining how to prepare a Thanksgiving turkey.
1 minute out. I have one minute.
Yeah.
Kosher salt, fresh ground pepper. Mix that up also with some thyme. You could even do a little rosemary if you want. Under the skin with some butter before you're going to cook it.
Uh-huh.
So that butter will just melt in there. And then get a nice big bottle of cheap white wine to baste with butter. Yes, hi.
But it's not just the memes. As Rep. AOC, who was also the youngest member of Congress when she was elected, recalled in an interview how she was a teenager when the 47-year-old Obama won the White House in 2008, saying, "I can totally see how some people feel similarly, and how this is a similar watershed moment. Not just the fact that we are really talking about the possibility of the first female to be elected president of the United States, no less a woman of color, and no less a black woman, no less Indian, Caribbean descent as well," adding it's very exciting and invigorating for a lot of people. And Representative Eric Swalwell also reiterating that sentiment of people recognizing a chance to vote for hope again, saying, "But many young people were just demoralized about what their future held, and now they see a candidate, I think, that is connected to them." And that is so true, but also notably just the type of unity you want to see, considering he actually ran against both Harris and Biden in the 2020 primaries. And on top of that, it is also just a visceral type of excitement that neither Trump nor Vanilla Vance can drum up even among their own supporters.
It is the weirdest thing to me. Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys.
And frankly, folks, with the caveat of it still being far too early to count our chickens, when you compare that crap to the way Kamala has been whipping up the energy and hammering out the messaging already on this campaign trail, it is hard to see how we go back from here.
As we work to build a brighter future and to move our nation forward, there are those who are really trying to take us backward. And you, I'm sure, have seen their agenda. Project 2025. Randy, can you believe they put that thing in writing? 900 pages in writing. So Project 2025 is a plan to return America to a dark past. Donald Trump and his extreme allies want to take our nation back to failed trickle-down economic policies. You know, America has tried these failed economic policies before, but we are not going back. We are not going back.
Thanks for watching, folks. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.